Hello YouTube. So in case you didn't know, I've recently begun into another YouTuber called Chaos, and he did this visual novel which I wanted to play because I thought it was a really good storyline. I've only seen about 15 or so episodes, but anyway, I got it. Now then, this game does have a disabled adult content. I have not been able to discover what, this is. So if anything, YouTube deniable, I will block it out. So yeah. Options aren't that much, but it isn't really a proper game, it's more of just like a visual novel. So this is going to be probably a laugh about, but here we go. This won't be called Let's Play, this will be called Let's Experience. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. Okay. Just so you can hear my voice over the music, because this is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. So obviously we're a school kind of, so exactly. Now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling gleam. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Innuendo. Just how long... Oh, Hasao. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 PM. And yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of an initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snow gradually thickens. So yeah, before I do this, the reason I'm doing this is because most people don't believe this, but I like books. The only problem is I never have enough initiative to finish them. I finished 3 books in my entire life that weren't in school or anything. First one was Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, which isn't a movie, it's the one before The Lion, Witch and Wardrobe. And again, our class started taking the piss and saying he's recruiting for Narnia, and he don't even know as much about Narnia as me because he's not read the novels. The other novel was A Horse and His Boy, which is the novel that came after and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, but before Prince Caspian. And again, that was not made into a movie. Why? I don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping with this visual novel, basically I'll be able to finish it. The snowflakes silently falling from the wide painted sky are the only sign of passing this. Also, because it's a novel, I can go like an endy, I'm going to end the episode on like a cliffhanger, just to be a bastard. And the reason I'm playing this as well is because you guys don't comment. I want you to play this. It's impossible to think of content, which is why that recently there haven't been that many videos going up, and I realised, hey wait there, I have a shit ton of Skyrim to upload. So yeah, the video before this was Skyrim. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. The slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time slowed to a crawl. Music is quite nice. The rustling of dry snow on the fridge startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me. When I say I saw up to number 15, I meant I saw a bit of number 1, so I know what happens here, and then I know the cutscene, and then I skipped to a couple of episodes, and then I watched like a good wee bit of episode 15, and just until a cutscene in episode 1, and that's about it, because, usually when I see a game and I might want to play this, I usually just look at like 2 parts of the game and decide if I like it. Rustling snow on the fridge startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Innuendo. Hi, Hasao, you came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. There's a song that goes like that. Da, 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 da. No, there is that. What's that song that goes like? Da, 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 da. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, never more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. That's me. I want Awanako. Actually, what I might be able to do here is actually make it come up here. I'm not a fast reader, I'm actually average, but I notice like at my age, most people in my class, they don't really read too much. No offense. I got a note telling me to wait here. Was it yours? Also, what I like about this is it's also most authors tend to write in first person view or third person blah blah blah. This one, there needs to be a new one made for visual novels because it puts you in first person view. Because I mean, like when you're in a book it goes I and all, but you're not really thinking in first person view. You know, you're thinking of a guy who's talking to you sort of. Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line and that was the result. Pathetic. You are pathetic. Look, I'm pointing at your pointy nose. Your point has been pointed at. Ignore that, what I just said. Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I really want to read this at exactly the right pace. OCD much? Joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Nope. Nope. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. So here we are, out in the cold. Once again the wind stirs up the branches. The cataphonus. Ah shit, I clicked. I think you can right click, can't you? I'm going to click on options again. Alright. Smell my sponge which you the image I say. Okay, a whack and no flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart goes louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You say... ... Tutu! I wanted to know... Tutu! Tutu! If you'd go out with me. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao! I reach up to try and message my throat, but there's only spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao! Papa! My whole body, save for the eyes, which shoot open in terror. Papa! 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 Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops and I go weak in the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, still in the sky, and will knock around towards me. All these fade to black. Dada! That thing I remember before slipping away, the sound Dada! Of a screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Papa! Pa! Oh, I had that disease. Couldn't actually be something like here. Right there. No! What have I done? I've skipped the cutscene! You two hit me! Why? God damn you! Why did you have to make the keys? He had a heart attack, he was in the hospital and all that. It was quite a good cutscene too and quite a good intro, but I'm a chard. In the whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised in one hand. Press skip. Ah, phew. You do like the music. Okay, it kind of feels like there might just be a sword fight or something. In the whole time I probably could turn, yeah. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word, a foreign alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. Yeah, arrhythmia is a bit of a dick these days. A rare condition that causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on for so long. No miracles will be mentioned. Science, you can't pray this shit into space. That's gonna be my new catchphrase. Was that really a miracle? No, it's science! I guess it was supposed to make me feel better. More appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. Well, quite frankly, in that mood, who can cheer you up? Damn it, I right-clicked. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day. By the way, he's alright. We like hanging about with hemorrhage. We don't like arrhythmia anymore. We all had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get well cards began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had turned into a class project. A little bit slower. Perfect speed. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had any visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came on a regular basis. Yeah, that's about right. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited, anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Oh shit, maybe it's because you're not meant to live there. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. Well, they deal with dead people. This is because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me so uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. By the way, I'm sorry if you can't understand my voice. My turtle breeches may have broke. So, yeah. And my other headset may have also broke. So yeah, incredibly sorry about using my crappy desktop mic, but you're gonna have to deal with it. He never answered to anything in a straightforward way, but he told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeons had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking it of some kind of an omen. Lovely. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there's at least some hope. This guy's a very pessimistic. At some point, dear ass faces in the lead cardiologist department. My stay at the hospital was less than shit. I don't remember where I got the dear ass faces from. That was from Johnny. Dear ass faces. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just think I'm a pessimistic little shite. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a store for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. but I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some sort of some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. See, I know that big word. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he is trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. Yeah. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes the time sorting the papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks at me in the eyes for a moment. Whenever there's a full stop and I take a breather, I have to think to take a breather because there's a full stop, and then I can't read it right pace, and I skip words, just thumb. I'm annoying at saying that. So it's like, here's my, watch the mouse. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks at me in the right eye for it just gets bleh. Hello, Hassel. How are you doing today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions you should be fine. You have all your medication sorted out. I'll give you your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad. His expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? I think we might end it here. Wow! Cardiac arrest! How can medication just stop arrhythmia and have cardiac arrest? Oh crap, I've been clicking. Side effects, adverse effects, contractions, and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. Can you read? For 48 hours. Screw it. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I know. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day, every week, every month, every century. Well, I thought I was going to end it there, but never mind. We're still in the hospital. When we exit the hospital, I will. I'm afraid that this is the best, unless we don't exit it within a certain amount of time. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if that list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. ... Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. Bum bum bum! What? Please calm down, Hassel. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever if my concern shows, it's ignored. Oh. You all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. Now I understand how to do comments. You don't take a tiny breath, you just take a break. I used to think you go, however. I don't think, yeah, wee tiny break. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Sorry for anybody who's disabled. Disabled? What? Am I? And that's a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. Boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping them nearby, or keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff. You wouldn't make a hospital nearby as a selling point yet. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. You went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to all our heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Oh, I didn't predict, but like I was going, this isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. And just so, thank you, writers, for making this fit perfectly. It isn't a goddamn. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, the special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. Well, there are certain restrictions. One of my colleagues in the hospital is a graduate. We're going to cut out your heart today. Again, sorry for any disabled people. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. A disability. Well, handicapable. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? And normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I had always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame the lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel better, or make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, where those even like, as much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. Just like them. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. There's no such thing as a clean bloody shit. Well, everybody knows there's no such thing as a clean shit, but sorry. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it's a special skill. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking now. At the very least, I try to see what my new life will look like. Is that it? You're the hospital? Yeah, that in episode 15 I seen one of these, I think. No, was it episode 15? I don't know, but I seen one with one of these in it, so I know that wee tune. It's very nice. And that's where we're going to end. Thanks for watching. I don't care if you don't like this. It's a story, it's a novel. Even if it's a visual novel, it's still a novel. Thanks for watching, and I hope we're going to enjoy this. Yes, let's have a read together, YouTube.